What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my deck profiles. Long time no see, huh? So yeah, the thing is, for the past like 2 years or so, I haven't been really successful in Yu-Gi-Oh, so to say. But here I am, back on track with a Fire King deck. And yeah, surprisingly, I actually managed to get the third place on our local regionals, which had like 62 players, I think, or so. But anyway, I'm really happy with the results, so I decided to make a deck profile here and comment about the deck a bit, so maybe you guys find it useful. I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, we got the Secret Fire King Garunix. So usually people run two, I decided to run three for the following reason. Let's say you get your Ponix summon, negated, ashed, whatever. Now you have a fire monster in your attack position and your opponent has something on his field. So what you can do, attack, and during damage step, summon Garunix. Garunix effect during damage step, destroy Kirin, curing, again during damage step, summons a Fire King and destroys a card without targeting. So you have a beater and another body on the field just because you have a weak fire monster on the field and a Garunix in your hand. So it's generally good to have in your hand without having to search it. And that was the logic behind my choice of running 3 Garunix. As for Kirin, this is kind of self-explanatory. Simply well, maybe even the best card in the deck because it can be special. Somebody can trigger destruction. When it's destroyed, triggers another effect, which destroys without targeting and revives the body onto your field. So it's a great card, really. Triple Ponix, simply because it's the starter, the only starter actually that you want to see in your opening hand, and if you have it, you can simply play. Not much about that. Arvata, monster negation, and one of the other good normal summons that you can actually do, like when you have a field spell and you can summon this guy, destroy something else in your hand, and your opponent can try like hand trapping your field spell, and you simply negate that hand trap. And if you destroy something else with Arvata, you can still use the field spell to destroy this Arvata at resolution to search a Garunix or something. I ran a single rank Bali, actually won me one game because I ran against stun deck and had to negate Moon Mirror Shield during damage step. And yeah, and also Barong, simply because you can destroy it from the deck and get your starting play with Ponix. I ran some hand traps as well. Ash Blossom is also an interesting pick due to the fact that I ran 3 Garunix, so normal summon Ash, ram into something, summon Garunix, and continue your play. I did try it once, however, my opponent saw through it and actually used, like, that was in the final round. I was like 5-0 and playing against a winner. And I simply had quite a non-impressive hand. I had to normal summon Ash and attack into his Rhino Heart in order to get the summon from Garunix. However, he was like, no, I'm going to activate Forbidden Droplet, sacrificing my Rhino Heart, and I simply did not have any other body to attack into with Ash. It remained on the field, and then he just proceeded to OTK me. So, yeah, shit happens. Effect Veiler. Sorry for hurting your eyes with non-matching rarities, but Veiler is Veiler, simply a good card. Nibiru. It's a blowout hand trap, you just wanna play it. And it stops the dangerous decks. Yeah, if I had like Nibiru against Tyrman's player, I could have done much more, but sadly I didn't. So yeah. Also, Ghost Spell is one of the less conventional plays here. However, like, it did negate Nadir Servant simply because it can add from the graveyard, and also stops your opponent from banishing your own stuff, and can protect actually your graveyard. Your graveyard is important. Also, this Tyrman player managed to block my graveyard due to like Medora, and he spun 2 of my Fire Kings to the graveyard, and I'm like, I got absolutely nothing. like have one Arvata, 0 fires in hand, like just couldn't play because of that. So yeah, that kind of stuff also happens, and what can you do? Hey, with a 5-0 result and then going into 5-1, I really can't complain much there. I'm happy with the result anyway. So, on to spells. Triple Fire King Sanctuary, of course. In order to search the field spell, well, place them directly onto the field and protect it. And of course, the Sanctuary gives you a free XA summon on your opponent's side of the field when he special summons, if you have 2 Fire Kings. And did not come up often, but it did come up like once that I did the quick special summon. It gets the job done. Simply like it's a threat, so your opponent has to deal with your 2 level 8 monsters first before continuing to play, before committing. So at least it's like a passive threat. Pot of Prosperity. I did not have access to this card before. Thanks to the reprint and everything, I managed to get my hands on some. So this card is absolutely nuts. Like, activate 1 card in addition to your 5 cards in hand, then you reveal 6 more. Like, you have now access to 1/4 of your deck. And you can like choose between those 6 cards what you're gonna get to your hand. It's a really, really important consistency card, and it's absolutely bonkers. You just have to play it. It's that good. It's that good. Circle of the Fire Kings just once, and Fire King Skyburn also just once, simply due to having Ponyx, and you can search like these one-offs when needed. And there's a 1-for-1 to search that same Ponyx. And in the end, 3 more cards, 3 traps, well, hand traps, infinite impermanence. Not much to say about that. Hand traps are good. What can I say? As you can see, like I ran 15 hand traps in this deck. I'm generally not very comfortable with playing hand trap heavy decks, but this one for some reason works. I have no idea even today how does it work. Why does this deck work with so little engines, so many hand traps and everything, like, but it works. I'm really surprised. So yeah, without further ado, let's go on to the extra deck. Garunix turn D, because you simply have to have the fire for quick XCs, and it's a Raigeki plus spell trap removal. Next up, a trio, Draglubion, Hope Harbinger, and Numeron Dragon. Rank K enthusiasts might know this combo already. Basically, you use Draglubion to summon Numeron Dragon and attach Hope Harbinger below it. And once you play Numeron Dragon's effect, it gains minimum of 9,000 attacks. So if your opponent has no monsters, you just attack directly for 9,000 at that game. If you play like against Raid Raptors, who had lots of XCs on the field, they just need 1 monster in attack position, you attack into it for like 25k or something. Like, it gets insane how strong this Numeron Dragon can get. Next up is Coach King Giant Trainer, another fire rank 8 XCs. If I ever get to have like 3 fire monsters, I can quick XCs into it as well via the Sanctuary. But did not come up. Next up, another trio, Galaxy Ice Photon Lord, Galaxy Ice Full Armor Photon Dragon, and Cypher Blade Dragon. So basically you start off with Photon Lord. It's a good card, it negates monsters, but it can be upgraded into Full Armor Photon Dragon. Then you can detach a card, pop a card, and then you can upgrade that one to Cypher Blade Dragon, and again detach a card, pop a card. Next up, Xenophont, the MVP of the extra deck, most useful card, definitely. Even though I summon a lot from the graveyard, once you want to block your opponent from doing the same, you just put this guy. He gets really strong because he gets 100 attack and defense for each card in your opponent's graveyard and in yours as well. And if you activate the effect, it can be destroyed by card effects, also blocks the graveyard summons, until your next turn. And then you just hit for game. In one duel, it had like over 5k attack. In the other, it stopped Fire King Snake Eyes from developing their own play. And yeah, it really did well. Abyss Dweller, haven't actually used it. Baguska, I have actually used it. It was more of a win more situation maybe, or like rather to prevent Kashtira plays. I had 2 level 4s and I decided to go for Baguska in case he has like Fenrir, so that I can prevent him from searching via Fenrir and just then could proceed for a game. Next up, a few links. Hita, really good for bumping into stuff in order to summon Garunix. So you get 2 chain links there, you can chain block, you can activate stuff during damage step and everything. Also steal some fire stuff. And then the utility trio, Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn in order to remove stuff from the board. Last but not the least, the side deck. For monsters, 3 Dogoron, the Mad Flame Kaiju. I wanted to actually play a Lava Golem, but then again, I do need normal summon, so I just went with this in order to have a weapon to combat like boss monsters. Next up, the back row hate. 1 Duster, 2 Storms. Well, Storms are also good as a board wipe, but most of the time it's just back row removal. Solemn Judgment, an amazing card when you like go to game 3 and you know that you're gonna play first. You simply have to get this card into your deck. It's that good, it wins games, just like in the old times. Evenly matched, just against back row decks, against decks that commit to the board without much negation. This card is another card that I would call MVP. Like, it's the MVP of the side deck. It came really often without being negated and did the stuff. It was just nuts. Last but not the least, probably the worst choice of the side deck, but Dimensional Barrier. Basically, I wanted to have another trio of cards that I can use when I'm going first. However, it did not prove much useful against tier limits. Even though I resolved this card, he just proceeded to summon like 6 other monsters and attack me for game. So yeah. But other than that, I really had fun on the tournament. Even though this may not be one of the most fun decks to play, the games were really interactive, and that I had lots of fun playing against like strong opponents, actually winning against them, and I'm really happy with the result. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see you around. Bye bye.